Welcome to this deep dive analysis, where we move beyond the headlines and truly deconstruct the career of Taylor Swift, examining not just her music, but her unprecedented, multi-layered impact on culture, economics, and the very structure of the modern music industry. Her career, spanning nearly 2 decades, is a narrative masterclass in creative control, strategic evolution, and fan-centric capitalism, making her less of a celebrity and more of a complex, self-sustaining institution. From her earliest days as a teenage prodigy in country music to her current status as the first artist to achieve billionaire status primarily through music, every step of her journey reveals a calculated brilliance and a relentless drive for artistic and commercial autonomy, elements that, when examined in detail, reveal why she is perhaps the most significant cultural figure of the 21st century. Her influence is now so pervasive that entire academic courses are dedicated to her work, a testament to the depth and complexity we are setting out to explore. The concept of the artist in the digital age has been fundamentally redefined by her actions, which have consistently challenged existing power dynamics and established new paradigms for success and ownership. The narrative of Taylor Swift is defined by calculated, yet creatively sincere, reinvention. The album Speak Now, 2010, was a deliberate and powerful statement of independence, with every track solely written by her, directly refuting industry claims that her previous success relied heavily on co-writers. This was followed by the tumultuous, genre-fluid masterpiece Red, 2012, an album that consciously wrestled with emotional chaos and sonic experimentation, incorporating elements of rock, dubstep, and classic pop while still delivering some of her most complex lyrical work, most notably the 10-minute version of All Too Well. This era was the necessary creative bridge to her complete pivot to global pop with 1989, 2014. This transition was an intentional, risk-laden, strategic move to shed the confining country label and directly address the relentless media scrutiny of her personal life. Working with powerhouses like Max Martin, she created a sleek, synth-driven sound, transforming a personal vulnerability, her dating life, into a sarcastic, self-aware marketing tool exemplified by Blank Space. The album's critical and commercial domination proved her hypothesis. She was not bound by genre, but defined by her quality of craft. This strategic shapeshifting continued into the darker, defensive electronic pop of Reputation, 2017. A powerful artistic response to public cancellation, where she used media narratives against themselves, followed by the open-hearted, politically engaged pop of Lover, 2019, her first album fully released under the new Universal Music Group deal, signaling a newfound corporate alignment with her artistic control. The pandemic-era surprise releases of Folklore, 2020, and Evermore, 2020, stand as the most significant artistic achievement of her career, elevating her status from a pop star who writes to a critically acclaimed literary songwriter. Collaborating primarily with Aaron Dessner of The National, she embraced a restrained, indie-folk aesthetic, prioritizing intricate storytelling and complex character studies over radio hooks. Crucially, this era allowed her to step away from mandatory autobiography, employing fictional narratives and third-person perspectives, e.g., The Last Great American Dynasty, the teenage love triangle story arc, which showcased her ability to construct entire worlds of deep, layered feeling. The writing moved from memoir to prose, utilizing sophisticated literary techniques, unreliable narrators, nonlinear timelines, and vivid cinematic imagery that drew critical comparisons to literary figures and cemented her status as one of her generation's finest lyricists. This period demonstrated that her core strength was portable and transcended the spectacle of pop. The resulting critical acclaim, including her third and fourth Album of the Year Grammy wins, validated her creative shift, proving her ability to achieve immense commercial success with introspective, low-key material that prioritized lyrical complexity and mood over chart performance, further deepening her bond with a mature, engaged, and analytical fanbase. Beyond her artistry, Taylor Swift's lasting legacy rests on her unprecedented fight for intellectual property rights. The public dispute over the sale of her original master recordings to Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings became a defining moment for artist autonomy in the digital age. Having failed to secure the opportunity to purchase her own life's work under terms she deemed acceptable, her response was the radical, audacious, and strategically brilliant re-recording project, releasing her first 6 albums as Taylor's version. This was not just an act of defiance, it was a powerful, successful commercial strategy made possible by the fact that she, as the primary songwriter, owned the publishing rights to the musical compositions and lyrics. By re-recording, she created new, legally distinct sound recordings, new masters, which she owns completely. Her subsequent marketing, which urged fans to stream and purchase only Taylor's version, successfully devalued the original recordings held by her former label and subsequent buyers. This project has since become a global case study in music business law, artist empowerment, and fan mobilization, tangibly shifting power dynamics by demonstrating that an artist's relationship with their audience can be leveraged to rewrite corporate history. The widespread commercial success and critical acceptance of the re-recordings, often featuring from the vault tracks that are previously unheard material, validated her decision and forced the industry to reckon with the moral and commercial necessity of artists controlling their own output. The current era is defined by the colossal scale of the Eras Tour, which is less of a concert series and more of a global economic and cultural institution. This tour, structured as a 3.5-hour retrospective of her career's distinct sonic and visual phases, is the most highly anticipated and highest-grossing concert tour in history. Its financial influence has been so profound, it has given rise to the terms Swiftonomics and the Swift Lift, describing the measurable and significant boost it provides to the local gross domestic product of every city it visits. The economic impact extends far beyond ticket sales, generating massive revenue spikes in hotels, air travel, local restaurants, and retail, particularly in arts and crafts stores due to the fan ritual of making and trading friendship bracelets and elaborate costumes. The fan spending is characterized by high willingness to pay for experiential consumption. Furthermore, the strategic release of the Eras Tour film in theaters, bypassing traditional studio models and partnering directly with a distribution chain, was another brilliant business maneuver that maximized revenue and artistic control. The tour's immense success, culminating in her being named Times Person of the Year for 2023, solidifies her as a unique cultural force, capable of mobilizing millions of people and billions of dollars through the strength of her brand, her catalog, and the deeply personal, reciprocal loyalty she has cultivated with her worldwide fan base over nearly 20 years. Taylor Swift's ultimate legacy is the successful merging of creative vulnerability with corporate command. She is not just a participant in the entertainment industry, she is a principal. Her consistent thematic through line, whether in country, pop, or folk, has been the narrative of an individual fighting for her voice, her agency, and her story in a world that often tries to diminish or define her. This authenticity, amplified by her strategic genius in the business world, has created a blueprint for future artists seeking control over their careers. From challenging streaming giants over royalty payments to fundamentally changing the value of master recordings, her actions have been pivotal in advocating for greater artist rights. Her multifaceted career as a director, a producer, a savvy marketer of merchandise variants, and a financial powerhouse illustrates a rare and formidable blend of artistic integrity and sharp commercial acumen. Taylor Swift has definitively proven that the artist with the greatest connection to their audience and the greatest control over their intellectual property is the one who ultimately holds the power, making her not merely a star of the current moment, but a permanent, disruptive figure in the history of global culture and commerce.